got to break the helmets up into pieces,
Mm-hmm.
but for the most part, I've printed helmets on it. It's perfectly fine. If you want to go bigger, you can go up from all the way from like $150 all the way to $3,000 is the
Oh
most
yeah,
I've seen for and those are amazing. They
you need to
do
have like proper ventilation and stuff for that, like like industrial
yes.
stuff. Me, my
Some
little
now
my
come
little
with
my
laser
little A1
engravers.
Mini over there is just fine. Does what I need
A1
to do.
Mini is just it's good. It's really good.
Does what I need to
Uh,
do. But I haven't updated the firmware in a long time because I know they Bamboo pushed out a
yes,
firmware update where
with some security stuff in it that people were
yeah.
talking about. It. Yeah,
So
it basically allowed them to brick your device from
yeah,
whatever. So I was like, I don't know. I didn't care too much, but
yeah, yeah, like exactly. Like I don't doubt, dude. They like, and if they break it, I'd be just, I guess I gotta buy a new printer.
yeah, it gives me an excuse because it's got some really nice ones. I
Yeah.
thought about it. I had problems with my printer a couple weeks ago where it just sat in the garage not doing anything
Mm-hmm.
because I hadn't used it. And when I used it, like, so I'll sometimes swap out the nozzles when I'm doing certain prints.
Mm-hmm.
Like for mine's, like when I want to do, I was trying to do a lithophane. They get really thin, and you try to do a better, good nozzle for it. So I was swapping out the nozzle, and all of a sudden the fan just broke. It
Oh.
just was like, hey, can't detect the thermal fan. Things are overheating. We can't do this. I swap out the fan. It goes still. It's like, nope, thermal fan doesn't work. I order a new board
Mm-hmm.
from Bamboo. Now all this is cheap. It's like $10 for a little small fan, $15 for the tiny board.
Mm-hmm.
I swapped the board out. It doesn't work.
Oh no.
I'm like, oh my God, this is a bigger problem than what I thought it was. Uh, and then I was like, all right, before I have to go take this someplace, which is like an hour drive, and they'll fix it for me, let me just take it apart one last time. Took it apart one last time. Apparently, I just wasn't pushing the cord in a little. It wasn't connecting,
On the
and
board.
it yeah on the board, and it started working. I don't even know what the problem. I think when I took it apart to change the nozzle, I thought I broke a pin off, and maybe I
Yep.
didn't. I don't know what happened, but it was just something as simple as firmly push something in after weeks of trying. So
I'll tell you what. With those sorts of like delicate electronic applications like that, like plugging something into a motherboard, like
yeah,
installing RAM, I'm always like, God, I'm gonna break this. I'm gonna snap
these
it in
little
half. I know I'm gonna snap it in half and ruin it. This is $1,000 mistake I'm gonna make here, and I'm always like, just so gentle with it, and and you have to be a little
a
firm
little bit
with it.
forceful. Yep.
Yeah, but it always feels like I'm being too forceful. This thing's gonna break. I know it's gonna break. Yeah, I don't like doing stuff like that. That's why.
You took it down. All right, my wife is taking the tree down
Already.
because they it's recycle day today, and they said you could take the tree
Oh
out and they'll
man.
come pick it up. If not, we'd had to keep it for 2 more weeks. So,
Oh,
so
you guys are real tree people, huh?
yes, yes.
Mm, hoity-toity, huh?
I love the smell of a real tree
Yeah, it's great.
and putting and picking and putting the tree back together in those. We'd had a fake tree for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't like it. I didn't
Oh,
like having to put the tree together every single year.
well, it's not that hard. It's just like three pieces, and you.
The one we had was not three pieces.
Oh, well, that's your own fault then.
It was this standing base, and they had these little hooks that etched every layer, and they had like the bigger ones at the bottom. It was
Oh,
like
so
each hook and so we just had to keep stacking them and and then when you unboxed it, you had to take it apart and put it. I hated it. Hated it with a passion.
your fault is your problem is you probably wanted like a nice tree.
Kind of, yes.
That's your own problem. I got one. It's like whoosh, it's almost like an umbrella. You just stick a piece in there, all the things fold out. It's great. That's what I do.
And the thing was, I grew up and we always had a real tree. There was always a real tree in my
Oh,
house growing up.
not me.
So when my wife was like, she had the fake tree when she had her own apartment, I was like, oh, it's okay. Well, I guess this works. But then when I got tired of the box started ripping apart that we was putting it back into, it was like,
Hmm.
all right, maybe we should try a real tree. And we just been getting real trees ever since. They smelled good.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah, I just like all the needles falling out, and you step on them, and
oh
then.
yeah, it stays in the corner of the house, and you got the little Roomba robot catches all that stuff.
But then you got to string the lights on too. Oh,
Yeah,
that's just too much work. Mine's got the lights built into it, right? Like, if I could have something
All
that
the
had the garland and the ornaments built into it too, I'd be like, yes.
umbrella just just
Yeah,
everything
I don't
comes
want.
up.
Yeah, I want it to be some sort of like Dr. Seuss cartoony contraption where you press a button, it just all folds out and is decorated and stuff. That's what I would like.
Mm.
But I don't have that, unfortunately. Oh, Harland, we didn't record last week.
We did not record last week. I completely lost track of the day and everything. Like,
Mm-hmm.
wait a minute, this is night before Christmas. Wait a
Hold on,
minute.
I gotta get this out of my system because we had to talk about last week. The Bears
Oh
beat the
no.
goddamn Packers.
They did.
That's all I
They
needed.
did beat the
It was the most
Packers.
stressful game I've ever watched in my entire life. It's only
It
because it
was.
was the Packers. I've watched a lot of stressful Bears games, but because it's the Packers, there's like that added weight to it. I'm like,
No, no,
oh
no.
my god, they're gonna lose this game. I'm gonna be just like,
They were losing that game.
mm-hmm.
Um,
The last 2 minutes.
10 minutes, I think 10 points or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, it required a
Onside
onside kick to be
Mhm.
recovered,
And it happened.
and it happened. It's one of those games where everything went right for you guys at the end of the game. And,
It was
and
the
that,
inverse of what I've experienced my entire
yes,
life as a Bears fan versus the
correct.
Packers. And when Caleb Williams had the blitz in his face and faded away this launch to the corner of the end zone to a wide open, nobody within 10 yards of him, John A. Walker, who caught it and then did the little the Boosie slide or whatever that airwalk
Uh-huh.
celebration.
Oh, yeah.
I was
That
like,
was a
oh,
good
he
one.
hit that, and that tied the game. I was like, there's no way the Bears lose this game. He just Aaron Rodgers the Bears. There's no way that, and then he Aaron Rodgers the Bears in
Packers are
overtime or
Uh-oh.
over the Packers in overtime. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
That's why this is a different Bears team.
It was Yep, that was a good one. That was a good game because I was living up high up the hog. I was like, oh, good going Packers.
No
And then
way.
I was like, oh no. Oh,
No.
once the onside kick happened, I was like, oh, it's over.
this game's done. Yep.
No one gets onside kicks. This game, they've got leprechauns in their pocket today.
Yep.
I knew it was over once y'all got the onside kick. I was like, oh, okay, this game's still over. But once the onside kick, it just changed everything, in my opinion. It just always does.
Mm-hmm.
Because now you truly believe it. Like before that, it's a chance, right? So you're down 10 or whatever you're down, and you know your two scores and it's 2 minutes. You're like, if we score now, all we gotta do is get the onside kick. You're saying that, but you know the chances of getting an onside kick
3%.
yes, are slim. So, but you're saying we got a chance, and probably the coach and everyone is going down the sidelines. You know you don't have a chance. But once you get the onside kick, it feels like chances go from 3% to 97%.
Mhm.
Like
It's a flip.
we're going to do it now.
Mhm.
Now we've got the momentum, and I knew once that happened, it was game over. I knew the Packers couldn't do it.
So onside kicks are like a 3% recovery rate, especially with the new rules and you got to announce them and all this kind of stuff, right?
Yep.
In this Bears versus the Bengals game, the Bengals recovered an onside kick, took the lead, and the Bears won with that last second touchdown pass, right? And it's like, well, there's no way a Bears season is going to have two recovered onside kick. There's just the probability is so against it. Like odds don't work like that. And then they got it. I guess odds do. So that means two onside recoveries in one season for the Bears. That means there's gonna be like 15 seasons of no onside recoveries. So you might as well not even try them. Just like just remove them from your vocabulary. They've been used up this season.
I just go, listen, you got to do it, even though you go. No one believes you're going to get it. The other team doesn't believe it. You truly don't believe it either. You got to kick it, though.
I mean, they put their hands team out there, and he doesn't use his hands. It bounced right off his chest. I'm like, yes. Like, why do you use your hands? You can't use your hands. The game's over. I love it. I love it. That's all I want to talk about. Bears beat the Packers.
Wait. Well, let's all talk about. I don't think I did very well that week in no,
you didn't. You want to talk about?
Let's just talk about it right quick because we didn't miss it. Because I don't think I did good at all.
Let me pull it up here. Oops, wrong tab.
Seattle wound up beating the Rams, which Vikings, okay,
which blew my mind, and then the Titans beating the Chiefs, which those were my three losses that week. But I was +3 on the week that week. So we are currently Derek +2 on the
Plus
season
two. Yep. Okay.
going
So
into the
good.
final
I
week.
have a chance going into the final week. That's
You have a
fine.
chance. You have an
That's
onside
fine.
kick chance here of
Yeah.
overtaking me,
and
the
and the
pick
fact that
master.
the Packers and the Bears will be in the playoffs means that I know I've
But
still got a chance.
but hold on, we'll get there because the
Uh-huh.
Bears went in to San Francisco
It
in
didn't go
in not a
well.
must win, but if they wanted the 1 seed, they had to beat the 49ers, and then the 49ers would have to beat the Seahawks in week 18.
Hmm.
That Bears 49ers game was nuts. I've never seen a more it reminded me of, as it was going on, I'm like, boy, this is going to be like that Rams Chiefs game that was like 51-50 with Jared Goff and Patrick Mahomes like 5 years
Hmm.
ago. And it was very close to that. And it came down to a last goddamn throw. I thought, yeah, it's all right. Like I was, that was the most unmad I've been at a Bears loss in a long
Yeah.
time.
Playoffs already clinched for y'all.
Playoffs clinched. They went,
It's kind of
they
just, yeah,
they went.
seedy.
A Bears offense went blow for blow with a Kyle Shanahan offense, and Brock Purdy looked like a damn MVP out there. But the Bears
He
defense,
did.
Bears defense, really bad. 49ers defense, really bad. But the Bears went blow for blow.
Hmm.
Caleb marched them down. They scored the touchdowns, and if he could have just got a little oomph on that throw, or if Jahdae Walker would have ran to the goal line, it would have been Bears win. But that's all right.
Nope.
I'll take a
Take it.
loss
Of
like that.
course.
Like when they kicked the field goal, I'm like, well, I don't think they needed a touchdown here, and oh well, because they couldn't stop. They couldn't stop Brock Purdy. They could have shotguns out there. They couldn't stop Brock Purdy.
He's been lights out the last couple of weeks. He's
I think
been
he's
playing
responsible for
really
10
good.
touchdowns in 2 weeks. I'm like, come
He's
on,
been
man.
playing really good.
Yes, he is good, and they didn't even have George Kittle out there. They haven't had Ayuk all season. No George Kittle. He's throwing to Ricky Pearsall, and
Yeah.
I don't even
And
know like people
hmm
I like. I don't even know like, and they didn't have Trent Williams either because he went out in
yep.
like the first quarter. Bears just can't get any pressure on a quarterback though, so that's all right. I'll take
Y'all
that
get
loss on the road.
y'all
No big deal.
y'all play defense other ways. Y'all get turnovers. Y'all pretty good in the back end.
Yep.
You may not get the sacks, but you're still a pretty good defense, disciplined defense in the back end. Unlike the Jets, did you see that they could possibly be the first team
To never
as
have an
far as
interception.
to not have one interception all
Yes,
year.
I saw that. I'm cheering for it. I
They've
like.
got a defensive head coach
I know
who used to be a DB
who is going to be fired.
after 1 year.
Yeah, I mean that's just what people are doing. Like there's
Yeah,
Eric
and you're
Glenn
right.
is. He looks like he's in over his head. He's just like, it's not a good team. They're and you even bad teams go out there and are okay on one side of the ball or another at times, but
But
they're
where,
just really bad.
how can they be though?
But so
Like,
we're talking more Jet stats. The Jets are
oh,
averaging 48 passing yards in the first half of the season. So like for minutes 0 through 30, they're averaging a total. They're averaging less than 50 passing yards in the first half of games, and they're looking to be the first team since I don't even know when to average less than. I had it up here. It was like the first time since like 1980 for a team to average less than 50 yards in the first half passing in a season.
another crazy stat I saw
Mm-hmm.
what for the Jets is that Garrett
Garrett
Wilson
Wilson's the
has
leading
not caught
receiver.
a pass since like week 6 or week 8.
Well, he's been hurt but he's
Yeah,
the leading
of course.
receiver, and
He
he's
hasn't
been
caught a
out since
pass, and
like week
he's
10.
still the leading receiver with 300 and like
Yes.
65 yards.
Yeah.
That's not good.
No, it's not.
But like, I don't. You hire a defensive coordinator as your head coach.
Yep.
You've got to get the OC hire right,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Sure.
And I guess it's on him. I don't know how they handled the hiring, but that offense is bad. The offensive scheme is bad.
Mhm.
It's just not good.
It's terrible. They're terrible on both sides of the ball, though. It's not like
Yeah.
it's just a really bad offense with an okay defense. And they're a team that has always had a good defense, even when they were
Mhm.
bad with
Rex Ryan,
Rex
you
Ryan,
can go
Robert
back.
Saleh, like
Yes.
they've always had decent to
Solid
very
defense.
stout defenses.
And you could find their players all over the league that they drafted. That Quinnen Williams, Leonard, what's the name that plays for Seattle?
Yep.
Defensive, like Sauce Gardner. Now you can find their players all
Mm-hmm.
over the league who have been really good players that they've drafted, and they just offense they just can't get right. Uh, if Aaron Glenn is fired after 1 year, do you have faith that they can hire someone
No.
that's going to put them in this position to be good?
Yeah, and Aaron Glenn was like at the top of like the coaching, like, oh, good.
Yes.
Detroit Lions defensive coordinator. They had a very good defense. They've
Yes.
been winning. Like, yeah, like, I don't
That's
know. I
like I
don't know
said,
what you do.
if you fire him that early, one, you're not a desirable place to go.
No, they
You
are not.
you're not here.
They have to clean house, and I don't know. I don't know how long their
They've
GM has
they've been trying. They got rid of Quinnen Williams. They got rid of Sauce.
I'm talking organizationally. Like,
Oh,
Woody Johnson has to be
Woody,
removed, even though he's the owner.
he's the owner.
His kids got to be removed. They got to get rid of their GM, who I think is a newer GM. I don't even know. I don't keep track of the Jets. They just got to napalm the whole front office and just like try to rebuild from there. But as long as Woody Johnson's involved, like, they're not going to be good.
Yeah, it's tough. It's tough. They're on their third wide quarterback this year.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't look good either.
Mm-mm. And he's one they drafted, but I mean, he was like a 6th-round pick. Like, what's he gonna do?
You gotta try. At this point in time, you just gotta try.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't look good. That's why I don't know if firing Aaron Glenn after 1 year is the move for the Jets to make. I can see them doing it because at some point in time, even at some point in time, whenever you realize that that's not the guy for you, it's time for you to
need to
make a change. If that's 3 games into the season, this guy's not going to work. There's no need to just hold on.
No.
Once you realize it, just let it go.
Yep.
But I think in some regards, you got to be a little bit fair with the new head coach. Like, when you get a guy who's never coached before, you kind of got to give him a few times. Not everyone believes that, and some may get fired. But I just don't know where you upgrade from. I don't see anyone dying to become the head coach of the Jets.
Yeah, there's only 32 opportunities to be a head coach in the NFL. Somebody wants it.
Yeah, but if you mess that one opportunity up, you may not get a second chance. That's
true.
how Aaron Glenn is. You see what I'm saying? He had one opportunity to be a head coach. He chose the Jets, and if they fire him after 1 year, who's going to give him a second chance?
Yeah, well, like Mike McCarthy would be a good spot for him to land.
Big Mike McCarthy, as long as he's not on the other side of the New York team,
yep.
We're okay.
Yeah, I think anywhere in New York, Mike McCarthy would make a good fit. Rex, one of the Ryans will come back. The Jets will rehire somebody. Not named Robert Saleh.
Would Belichick go to the Jets?
No, I don't think
you don't think so.
No.
Because he's too close to the Patriots and the rivalry, or
well, he might go to the Jets just to.
He spurred them before.
I understand, and I understand that there's like a little like sticking it to the Patriots that would be going back to the Jets, but they would be going back.
He just lost.
Like a good.
He just take L after L. Yeah, he take L after L.
Like, why would you? Yeah, if you're Belichick and you're like, boy, I just need a handful of wins to get the all-time wins, and I want to stick it to the Patriots. Going to the Jets is not the place to do that. It's just not going to happen.
And they have been cleaning house for a while. They've got a ton of draft capital in this year's draft.
Yeah, they got 2 first-rounders this year. So, and one of them is the Colts, who just keep sliding up the board.
They said Sauce Gardner went from a 7 when he left when he got traded. The Colts like 7-1, and they're now like 1-7 in the top. So he brought the losing with him.
He brought
from
the Jets to the Colts. Yeah, yeah, they've lost 6 in a row. So the Jets are like, oh, that was a good deal, except for you don't have Sauce Gardner now.
You don't have Sauce, and like I said, they will have some draft picks. It's just a matter of, do you trust Aaron Glenn and the GM to do something with those picks? And you can't blame Aaron Glenn and the GM because they failed on their picks in the past before those guys got there.
Yeah, so, I don't even know who. I got to look it up who the Jets GM is. Jets. No, come on. Jets GM. He was hired in January of 2025. Darren Mogi.
So they came together.
Yeah.
So if they came together, they kind of got to stay at least, right? No.
You can just jettison them both. I would, but
So they got a draft they work on. Speaking of draft, the Giants in the Tankathon Bowl against the Raiders. The Raiders are really bad because I
they
don't
are
know if the Giants was
very
actually
bad.
trying to win. I don't, but it just kind of
It just
they had
happened.
2 or 3 turnovers. They had a punt return. We didn't return a kickoff or a touchdown all year.
Yep.
We had 2 interceptions. It was just like the Giants were just trying to run the ball all game. They were
Mm-hmm.
just trying to run the ball all game. We'll get Wandale Robinson his 1,000 yards, which is
Mm-hmm.
something he really wanted. And besides that, we're just gonna run the ball with Devin Singletary and Tyrone Tracy.
Mm-hmm.
But when you get a touchdown, a kickoff return for a touchdown, when you get an interception return to like the 2 yard line,
Mm-hmm.
it's kind of hard not to punch those in for touchdowns, which is what they did. I think Dart had 2 rushing touchdowns that game.
Mm-hmm.
I think Singletary had 1 rushing
Mm-hmm.
touchdown. It was and Deontay Banks had a touch. It's just like, okay. I I guess there's bad and then there's really bad.
The Raiders are
And
really bad.
Oakland might be really bad. Oh, I keep calling them Oakland. The Raiders, LA might be really bad. Oh, Las Vegas. So,
So the Raiders shut down Max Crosby, who was pissed off about that
mhm.
because he's like, I've been playing hurt all year. Why are you going to shut me down now? Like, it's not like they suddenly got bad, right? Like, so
They want
so
to stay bad. That's the thing. You
what
don't
what
want to
I
actively
loved
win.
about it was he went scorched earth petty, and he's got an in-home basketball court at his house, and he posted a bunch of video of him like playing
Hooping
basketball.
and dunking.
Yep,
I'm
pretty
not
much.
telling you
Yeah,
windmill.
yeah. Dropping threes from all over the place and dribbling and running all over the floor. And
You know what it is. I understand. And you know what? If he had incentives to give him, let's say he needed to go out there, he was playing for incentives.
mm-hmm,
Me as the owner of the team, I may give him his incentives anyway. Because yes, we're shutting you down so you don't accidentally get us a win,
mm-hmm,
right? And I understand if you need incentives, that to me would shut him up.
yeah,
Like, hey, you know what this is. Take your incentives. We're assuming that you would have gotten 1 sack or whatever you need. Here's your incentive bonus. Just go and be about your business, right? And I think that would have been enough to just like, okay, I'll shut up.
yeah. But they're players, though, right? Like they want to go out there. I mean, that's what
I think they want to go out there and they want to get money.
they want. Yeah. There's definitely that, right? So, I don't know. I hope they trade him to the Bears. That's all I'm saying.
It's like I said, I was all for shutting the season down game week 6, 7 in
I
the
know you
Giants
were.
season. That's fine. I saw all I needed to see. I'm happy going into this. What I did not like, which I do not like, is that I was seeing some media people saying if the Giants had number 1, they need to take Mendoza in the draft.
Hey,
I said, what are we talking about?
hey, it's almost like you're reliving my experiences.
I said, what are we talking about though? Because what hasn't he shown you? If you're saying that he has not looked good when Mike Kafka is taking the starting role, I
Mm-hmm.
can agree with you. I think they changed the offense up a little bit, and the play calling has definitely changed with him. Is Dart the same guy? Yes. Right? Are they throwing the ball less? He threw the ball 8 times, I think, in one game.
Mm-hmm.
If that doesn't tell me that y'all are shutting him down without shutting him down, I don't know what else does.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I don't know where the pundits are coming off with. If the Giants get the number 1 pick, they should probably do away with Dart and go with Mendoza. Why?
Mm.
Why? Show me where Dart has not. Now, if you're worried about his injuries, I'd be worried about anyone's injuries. But
Mm-hmm.
if you're worried about that, then possibly. But I don't think that's a reason to, in my opinion, waste your number 1 pick on a quarterback. Are they saying trade Dart and then bringing him? Because if you don't trade Dart, then you got Dart and Mendoza on the same team. And I heard Um, what's that dude that I don't like? Not Collins. Hurd.
Coward. Yeah.
Coward. I heard him say that they should go, and I was like, this just does not make sense to me. My pick, I don't know who he is. Either you better at linebacker position, which I think you need to do, but the thing is, you don't need another outside edge. You don't need another outside linebacker.
And you need
You
an off-ball linebacker, and you definitely
you
have to
need a
take that at
field
one or
general.
two. Yeah.
Exactly. You need someone who's going to come in and lead the be able to bring the front line and the back line together. And you're not going to take that at the high pick. So if
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to take that at a high pick, either trade the pick down and go
Mm-hmm.
lower. You honestly could take the best DB on the field. If there was a high DB out there, I say take that. You need Giants need a DB. They need, and I know people probably be like, "Well, go out and get a wide receiver." Yes, I think you don't need a number one wide receiver. You got Malik Neighbors. I think Wandell Robinson's a pretty good. He's become a pretty good other receiver. He's not a number one, and you just go and you can get another wide receiver, but that's where I would go. Get some depth on the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Just to me, it's a normal draft. This is the draft every team should be doing. We're
Mm-hmm.
going to get depth at positions. If we can get depth at the offensive line, we get depth at the offensive line. If we can get guys who can rush the passer, rush the passer. But the Giants have a bunch of rush the passer, so that's one thing they don't need. You
Mm-hmm.
don't need a quarterback. You're not going to draft that high on a running back. You just
Mm-hmm.
did last year. So
Mm-hmm.
you're going to get linebackers, offensive linemen, DBs. That's the
Mm-hmm.
Giants draft. And maybe a field goal kicker. I would
Well, you don't
never
take that in the
said get a
first
field
round, so
goal
you're good
kicker.
there. Uh,
never, never said that, but the Giants need a field goal kicker.
yeah, you
This has
do.
been bad. This has been pretty
Been a
bad.
rough year. Like the Giants are in prime position. Like I want the Giants to get because I love the machinations of the draft, and I want the Giants to get the number one pick, and I want them to trade back. I want them to do the Bears route that they had when they traded back and got DJ Moore and all the other draft pieces. Get that draft capital. It's not like the Giants are a piece or two away. They have
No.
like you have legitimate needs. You just mentioned
Yes.
like five positions, right? Like so you have legitimate needs of
Yes.
five positions. You're not going to solve that at number one, number two, and I don't. And there isn't now. I don't know. Maybe there is, but I don't know if there's that defensive piece or an offensive tackle that would warrant taking at the
Mhm.
number one or number two position. Like there isn't like a Joe Thomas sitting there, but maybe there is. I have no idea. Uh,
If there was, then yes. I think.
is there a Miles Garrett on the board? If there's a Miles Garrett on the board, then take Miles Garrett, right? Like I don't
Mhm.
know. Obviously, there's only one Miles Garrett, but like you know what I'm saying. Like if it's
Yeah.
there, do it, right? Otherwise, let the quarterback hungry teams, because there's going to be quarterback hungry teams. Let them be hungry. Let them jump up
Yep.
there, and especially if you have one. Even if
That's the.
even if you're just going 1 to 2 with the Raiders, you're still picking up draft capital. You might as well
Yeah.
fleece them for as much as you can.
Of course.
So just do that. Like I like where the Giants are, like there's I was just looking at the Giants scenarios for getting the first pick. Somebody made a flow chart of it. Let me see if I can find it.
It starts with Oakland winning.
Yeah, Oakland has to win and the Giants have to lose. But still, then you still need like a combination of wins and losses from other teams. Maybe it was on this page. Where did I see it? It was an in-depth flow chart. I should have pinned it. I'm the worst at this stuff. Uh, but it still required here it is. Giants lose. The worst they can do is the two pick. If they lose and Las Vegas wins, then you still need a combination of two of these things to happen: Seattle to beat San Francisco, Cleveland to beat Cincinnati, Atlanta to beat New Orleans, Chicago to beat Detroit. You need
This
two
is
of
just
you need
this
two
is
of
so
those
that
four.
other teams get higher strength of schedule. So your strength
Yes.
of schedule. Yes.
Those affect the Las Vegas strength of schedule. So you need two of those four happening, two or more, and you're good. Now, if the Giants win, they can go anywhere between the second pick and the seventh pick. So if the Giants win,
Mm-hmm.
they need these teams, these five teams, to all win, right? Cleveland, Tennessee, Arizona, the Jets, and Washington.
Okay, so winning is a surefire way not to get because
If
that's
they
none of
win,
those teams are winning.
if they win, and all those teams lose or all those teams win, the Giants get the second pick. If one of those teams loses, they get the third pick. If two of those teams loses, they get the fourth pick. If three of those teams loses, they get the fifth pick. If four of those teams lose, they get the sixth pick. And if all of them, Cleveland, Tennessee, now these are bad of the bad. Cleveland, Tennessee, Arizona, the Jets, and Washington. If they all lose, the Giants get the seventh pick in the draft.
Mm. So it can go from with a win, it can realistically go from 2 to 7 because
Yes. And that's a big difference. I mean, you're still a top 10 pick,
still
but
top 10 pick.
it's definitely not ideal.
Not when you were 2 weeks before that.
Yes.
so, so, and at 7, you might want to keep your pick.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
and top 3, you might want you could trade to someone else. 7, you're gonna keep your pick.
You're gonna keep your pick. You're taking best on the board, and there it is. So it's a big week. The Giants beating the Raiders is big.
Yeah, it was
right?
tough.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's tough. So now they have to lose this week if they want to stay in those top 2 picks.
Yeah, to guarantee in the top 2 picks. Yeah, it says they would need to lose to Dallas and have the Raiders beat the Chiefs, which is possible.
It is.
No, I think Geno's hurt. I think they're running this. I think Geno's hurt. He got hurt in the game.
Yep, they're shutting everybody down. Like the Raiders are shutting down to lose. Right?
Yes, but the Chiefs don't want to. They have nothing to play for.
No, I mean they're running out.
They could accidentally lose.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
I mean, they can lose not on purpose, right? Like they go out there with an intent to win and still lose because they just don't have anybody. Like,
yeah,
Patrick Mahomes not being the quarterback really hurts.
Drastically changes that team.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what the dude's name is. I can't remember it. It is. I've read it 100 times. I don't remember what it is. It just escapes my brain because I just do not care. He was okay when he went out there last week and they won.
Mm.
Right. So, I mean, anything's possible.
Yeah. Listen, I really just want to see my Giants team healthy next year.
Yeah.
And see what we can bring out next year. The draft pick, I would help. It would be great. I'm not looking at one pick to change my team this year as opposed to when you need to draft a quarterback.
Yeah.
Like when you need to draft a quarterback, your draft is different. It's different.
When you are drafting desperately, it changes the whole approach to the draft. Like,
yes.
I need this to work. I need this to happen. When you need so many pieces to fall into place for you, when you need Lovie Smith to go for 2 to win for the Texans, so the Panthers, like when you need all those things to happen, yeah, it just like that very rarely happens, and sometimes it does.
My hope for the Giants isn't in the draft. My hope for the Giants is who they select the head coach.
Mm-hmm.
That is the crux of what's going to make the season versus who they get, what college player they get out of college next year.
It's huge.
Yes. So that's the pick I want to see. And whether I know the person, I prefer not to know him, honestly, because the names that I do know that's out there, I don't want. I don't want.
So what's crazy is there are 3 teams with new head coaches that have gone from double-digit losses to double-digit wins this year.
Mm-hmm.
With the Bears, the Patriots, and Duval. Like, if you would have told me that the Jaguars were going to be fighting for the number 1 seed in Week 18, after I saw Duval, I would have called you insane. I would have laughed at you all the way up until this moment, because I didn't see that happening. But those are 3 teams that they all went from double-digit losses to double-digit wins, and winning. Possibly all of them. The Jags are still there. Like they might win their division, but they all might be division winners too, which is insane. Insane. It just doesn't happen. And it shows you how much a good coach matters, because those teams have not changed drastically.
Not much difference.
The Bears didn't change drastically. The
Patriots didn't change. The Jags. The Jags got Jacoby Myers mid-season.
Mid-season, yeah.
Mid-season. So it's not even like they wouldn't, but they were doing okay
Yeah.
with him.
Yeah.
So without him. So yeah, no. That's more than anything that we get in the draft. That's what I'm looking at.
Yeah. I'm not going to overlook the importance of having, or the not the importance, but the easier pathway of having that fourth place schedule. Even though the Bears going into this, were like the Bears and the Giants have the two toughest schedules because
Going into the season.
they both played each other's conference divisions, and like a fourth place 49ers team last year, right? Like they were
Yeah.
fourth place because of injuries or whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is. So they both like it doesn't hurt. I will say this though: the Patriots have as many or less. So the Giants have 3 wins, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 of them are against teams with better than 500 record. The
Yes.
Patriots have 12 wins, I think it is, and 2 of those are against teams with better than 500 records, right? So we'll see. I like the Patriots. I like what they're doing. I take that back. I don't like the Patriots. I like Mike Vrabel, and I think
Mm-hmm.
Drake May is pretty cool. But
The team is not bad. I don't.
no.
There's not a lot of hate in that team right now because I don't know. This Drake May doesn't seem like Tom Brady, and that's fine. I'm fine with that. The
Mhm.
Tom Brady's face makes him just punch it.
Yeah.
So
Tired of Tom Brady. When Tom Brady's in commercials, I turn off the TV.
oh man, what else is there?
The Steelers,
Yes, that's what I was.
the Ravens winning, Ravens beating the Packers. It was back versus backup quarterback, and the Ravens just Derrick Henry just pummeled the Packers. And I love that. I love that for Derrick Henry. I love that for the Packers. And Derrick Henry quietly has a 1,500-yard rushing season. He is now 10th all-time rushing.
With the most 200-yard games ever.
7.
He was
Versus
tied
Adrian
with
Peterson and
Adrian Peterson, and I forget who else.
O.J.
But
Simpson.
yeah, now that's crazy.
That is crazy. But he is now sitting 10th. Let me pull it up real fast. NFL all-time. It autocompletes because I've had that. I've typed it several times this week. I still have Emmett at number 1, which is probably insurmountable. But Derrick Henry is at 10th with 12,892 all-time yards. He's not going to eclipse anybody else unless he has a 500-yard rushing game this week. But anything's possible. Eric Dickerson's at 13,259, which is less than 400 yards away. Jerome Bettis is at 13,662, which is 800 yards away. LaDainian Tomlinson 13,684, which is 800 yards away. And then Curtis Martin at 14,101, which is like 1,400 yards away. It would be 6th. He'd need at least 2 more seasons to get in the top 5 to get to Adrian Peterson's 14,900. Yeah, but
Curtis Martin is doable if he has a year this year, like he had this year.
Yeah, which is a quiet 1,500 yards. How do you have a quiet 1,500 yards? I don't know, but he did it. He's Derrick Henry. He's probably got another year or 2 in him. It'd be nice to see. Yeah. But the Ravens beating the Packers, and then the Steelers going out losing to the Browns. Come on. It sets up these 2 teams. Now they have to play one another. Week 18. It's like the schedule makers knew what was going to happen for the division, and now the once dead Ravens. The Ravens were 2-5 at one point. Have a chance, and have been playing without Lamar Jackson for 4 weeks. Have a chance to win that division.
He's practicing too.
Yep, he's going to practice. Yeah, I saw that. So
I'm just trying to see. I was looking at the all-time leaders and who on the active list, who was even close. Is Derrick Henry, and then the next person is at 44 is Saquon Barkley. So
yeah, that is the next active player.
But with less time, Jonathan Taylor's at 62. And he's less than 1,000 yards behind Saquon Barkley. And he's got 2 years less playing time. So Jonathan Taylor is probably the next one to possibly break the top 30.
Josh Jacobs, maybe. He's sitting there. He's got one
Oh,
less
he's
year
got
than
yeah, he's got
Saquon.
1 year. Yeah, he does.
He's only 500 yards behind Saquon,
Yeah.
but he plays on
I'm
the
gonna take
Packers, so I doubt that'll happen.
yeah, it's interesting. Is
Christian
Ezekiel Elliott
Chris,
even playing? Because
Christian McCaffrey becomes the first person to ever have 1,000 yards rushing, 1,000 yards receiving 2 times. Well, oh, I'm sorry. He's 2 yards. He got to 1,000 yards in the game, and
hmm
then he lost 2 yards on the next play, so he's at like 998 on the season. So
rushing or receiving.
rushing.
The fact that Lamar Jackson is in the top 100 all-time rushers is
Says yeah,
actually kind of crazy.
yes, 6,500 yards, which is a lot.
I'm looking. He looks like he's the only Russell Wilson's in the top. He's not in the top 100, but oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah, it is. But Derrick Henry, first ballot,
Yeah,
he's got to be a first ballot Hall of Famer, I would think.
of course,
But
of
they'll
course.
find a reason not to do it, give it to him. Um, yeah, just an
This
amazing season, and I would not be surprised if he just ran over the Steelers next week and the Ravens won that game like 18-15 in the most unthrilling or stunning of fashions. And I would love it for Aaron Rodgers to go out on that. That would be amazing.
I'm not gonna lie. I don't think that the Steelers would do something as drastic as get rid of
Mike Tomlin,
Mike Tomlin.
they shouldn't.
But if they do, right,
He would be a great fit for the Giants.
if they do, I'm not going to be upset, right?
I'm gonna tell you what. For as much as Steelers fans complain about Mike Tomlin and his coaching staff, if you took Mike Tomlin's coaching staff and picked him up and you put him in New York with the Giants, that instantly makes them a 9-win team, probably.
yes,
I don't know how it doesn't.
Like I don't. One, I heard somebody saying all he does. He's like, oh, Mike Tomlin is mediocrity. I said mediocrity. Mediocrity is not making the playoffs every other year. like I don't get mediocrity is teams that don't make the playoffs. Like he makes the playoffs, whether he gets 9-10, no, I mean 9-8 or whatever his record is. It doesn't matter. Over 500 is the goal should be every year. Win more games than you lose.
Yes,
It
always.
should be the goal every year. Do anyone calls that mediocre? I don't get it. There are a lot of teams that don't win more games than they lose every year.
Yep.
He is, in my opinion, he is an above average coach. Some would say, I would possibly say exceptional. He's been doing
a great
it.
Coach.
He does it with, not gonna say less talent, but some would say less talent than more other people can have.
I agree.
Right. So I just don't get, and I guess I really don't get it because the Pittsburgh Steelers claim that they've done all this winning. Historically, they've done some winning, right? But the people who are claiming for his job have probably only seen 2 championships.
Yeah.
These are the 40-year-olds like myself, and maybe like you weren't around for the 70s. They didn't win in the 90s.
But they only won once. Yeah, like so they won.
They won 2.
They won 2 in the modern, like the most recent 30 years.
Exactly. 30, 40 years, 2 championships. You haven't seen this huge dynasty that I get it. 5 championships, but those 3 you didn't even see. And the people calling from it think that we have this legacy of winning. You don't. You have a legacy of being a good team.
Yeah,
like, which legacy of championships is not, I don't know where this came from.
You have a team that competes every year.
Yes.
Every year. Whether you win in the playoffs or not, you can't lose in the playoffs unless you get to the playoffs, right? So you have to get to the playoffs, right? Like so losing the playoffs, like, and you're also staring at, and I hate this because you looked at, we had 20 years of the Patriots and Tom Brady, right? And then we have the most recent decade of Patrick Mahomes. Like, there's only been so many teams that have won. Right?
They've done it twice. To be fair for them, they did it with Cowher and they've done it
Yeah,
with
and
Tomlin
they've done it
in a good span in the last
both
20 years.
both during the Brady times, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there's only like four teams that won that weren't the Patriots. One was the Giants who did it twice.
Twice.
One
The
is the
Packers
Steelers who
did it
did it
once.
twice, right?
There's some
Like,
miscellaneous ones in there, but yeah,
but yeah,
yeah, for the
like
most part.
Peyton Manning was on the Colts and the Broncos, and he did it a couple times, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
the Broncos did the Broncos win back to back?
No.
No, they went back to back. They
Mm-hmm.
came close, right? So like, there's only been a handful of other teams that have won in that time. It's hard to be. You can't be too mad at it. You
I,
just can't.
I
You're
don't get it. I
you're
don't get
competing
it.
every year. You're competing every year.
I
And
don't get it. And
no,
do they think that if they would have had a different coach, that a different coach would have beaten Tom Brady in some of those years? Do you think a different coach
no,
would have taken those same teams and beaten Patrick Mahomes?
no.
The team is the team,
Hmm.
right? And they have not had a team good enough to win. And I would say any other coach other than Mike Tomlin with those exact teams is probably -3 in wins,
Yes.
-4 in some of those seasons.
If you look at his team and what he's had over the last, let's just call it decade, right? Last 10
Mm-hmm.
years. You had Ben Roethlisberger at the trail end of his career, who ran like he was towing a piano and threw a watermelon, right? Like like he
Mm-hmm.
was throwing a watermelon. He couldn't throw the ball 20 yards downfield, and he couldn't run, but he still won with him every year. And then from there, where'd they go? Where'd they go from there? They drafted like Kenny Pickett. They ran Kenny Pickett out there, and they still
Yep.
won. They ran Russ and Justin Fields out there, and they still won. They've been running an old ass Aaron Rodgers out there, and they're still winning, right? Like, what do you want?
and they had a time where they had Le'Veon Bell and Brown, right?
Hmm.
That was what 6 years ago,
That
7 years
was
ago.
longer than that. That was like we're talking a decade, right?
Yeah,
Antonio
like
Brown. It's been a while.
since that,
Hmm.
who Juju Smith-Schuster? Like
Yeah.
who are we talking that you've had that you can claim has been that good on offense? And to take those players, now that granted, they've been able to stack defensive players,
Hmm.
stack them,
Yeah.
but no offense.
Yeah. Antonio Brown was last season was 2018, so 7 years.
And that wasn't even with the Patriots, was it?
No, well, that was
the-
last season with Pittsburgh. So
with
7 years,
Pittsburgh, yeah.
2018.
Mhm.
Uh,
So I
yeah.
just I don't get the fanhood. And like I said, and it's coming from the people who are our age who have only seen 2 championships.
Yeah. Only.
Right. Only see they've seen it. It's not like they've seen all 5 of their championships.
Mhm.
Right. I just don't get it. I don't get the hate for him. And the thing that's crazy about it is they kind of felt the same way about Cowher
Mhm.
when he was going to the playoffs and not winning. When he went to the Super Bowl and didn't win. Right.
Mhm.
They were kind of feeling the same way. Cowher, he's run his course. This is that. And they were like, feels like, no, we'll just keep going. We're getting to the playoffs every single year while we stop.
Yep.
So
I mean, there's 12 teams that have never won a Super Bowl. There's 4 teams that have never even sniffed a Super Bowl, and there's teams like the Bears who haven't won. This is the 40th anniversary of the one that they won, and they're a historic franchise, right? Like, to be a, I understand you want to win Super Bowls every year, but unless you have been Tom Brady and the Patriots, or just
Yep.
Tom Brady in general, because he won with the Buccaneers too, or the current Patrick Mahomes and the Eagles, you haven't won any in the last 3 decades, right? Like, you've
Mhm.
got 2 in the last 3 decades. You should be stoked because one team dominated it for almost the entirety of it, right? Like,
you had some ones that slip in there, and they got championships in there. The Rams has gotten one.
yeah,
Um,
and they were also in the same conference as Tom Brady. So Tom Brady didn't won 7, lost 4, right? So they went like 11 damn times,
mhm.
right?
It's just I don't know. I guess they're spoiled. I don't know.
Yeah.
And they unlike at least they won, right? There are some fan bases that have, and it's another thing. Niners fans, those Niners fans,
Yeah.
they are happy with going to the playoffs and going to champion. They've been very successful in the last 20 years with no championships.
Mm-hmm.
right? They're
Well,
cool with that. They know.
no, last year they were clamoring for Shanahan's head because they had an off year because they didn't have a quarterback for half of it.
I just feel like they feel they're okay because they just know they haven't had the championship success since the 90s,
Mm-hmm.
but they've gone to Super Bowls a few times,
Yep.
right? And they've gone deep and they've made deep playoff runs a few times as
Mm-hmm.
well, right? But and I think they understand, like, yeah, you get to the playoffs and it may not go your way, may
Mm-hmm.
not go your way. So, but you got to get to the playoffs.
Gotta get the playoffs. Yeah.
At least we're not the Jets.
Yeah.
That's what I say.
Yeah. Yeah.
It could be
Exactly.
worse. It could be worse.
You could be the Browns. You could be the Lions. You could be the Texans. But I mean, they're young, and the Jags. Those are the four teams that have never even gone to the Super Bowl. Or you could be
Mm-hmm.
the Cardinals, or the Falcons, or the Buffalo Bills. Right? Like there's talk about a team that's been pretty good, but and has made it to Super. They made a Super Bowl 4 flipping times in a row and didn't get one. Right?
Mm-hmm.
It's just the Bengals, the Chargers, the Vikings. The Vikings haven't even gone to Super Bowl since the '70s. They went to like 3 straight and lost them all. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. There's far worse fates to be to have an NFL fandom. You're just the fact that you were born in Pennsylvania or you had parents that were Steelers fans and now you're a Steelers fan. Uh, yeah, just man, I'm not saying enjoy the ride, but Jesus Christ, they win every year. They're always consistently better than bad to great.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever.
And I'm trying to see if I put myself in their shoes. If you were a fan of the Steelers
Mm-hmm.
and every year your team is good enough to make the playoffs, but never go past the first round, how would you feel?
It'd be
I
frustrating for
think,
sure.
I think we're coming from fans that we don't even make the
But
playoffs,
yeah, we're
so it's
coming from a
easy to
place where
say.
like, shit. If you told me the Bears have, if the Bears and the Steelers swapped their Super Bowl, like the Super Bowl era positions, I'd be ecstatic. But I'm also like you said, I'm watching the
We,
Bears be
yeah,
bad
we.
for such a long time.
So imagine your team goes 9-8 last year. They make the playoffs and they lose in the first round,
Mm-hmm.
and they have been at 500 for the last 7, 8 years.
Mm-hmm.
Every year, you know they're going to be an 800 team, but that's not what you wish for. You
Mm-hmm.
don't like if we were 8-8, I'd be happy. I'd be ecstatic, right?
Mm-hmm.
But every year your team does this.
Mm-hmm.
Every year you have hopes of them making a deep playoff run,
Mm-hmm.
and every year they get you to the playoffs and they do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
How would that feel? I don't know how it would feel.
Well, I will
But I'm just
say this:
wondering.
at the end of the Lovie Smith era, I was ready for Lovie Smith to go, and it's not
All he
because
did was win.
all he did was win, but he won in spite of he was not he didn't give two shits about the offensive side of the ball, and it showed, right?
Mhm.
So but then the front office didn't give two shits about the offensive side of the ball either. So I don't know if that was for Lovie Smith's direction or whatever. I mean, they had their best quarterback in franchise history playing for Lovie Smith, and they couldn't win with him because they didn't put anything around him or they gave him no offensive line, right? So
Mhm.
I like when Lovie Smith was at the end of Lovie Smith's time, it was like I like Lovie. It's time to move on from Lovie because we're not playing modern football. We're playing 1980s Tampa 2
Mhm.
football, right? With maybe we'll run for 1,000 yards this season. Well, it just wasn't conducive to winning.
But you were winning.
To an extent, they were bad. They were bad. They were bad. And it was like, boy, they should have fired Lovie Smith this year when they were like 7-9, and then they go out there and he goes 10-6, and they fire him after going 10-6, which was ridiculous, right? So,
Like, as far as a Giants fan, I've seen Giants win. I've seen
mm,
Giants be really bad. Playoffs is good for me. Like,
mm-hmm.
I'll be upset, but if we was continuously making the playoffs, I know we continually have a chance.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
I wonder if go ahead. I'm sorry.
No. I've watched the Giants do that. I've watched them go to the Super Bowl and not win, right? But it's just make the playoffs, and then next year they make the playoffs. I like watching my team in the playoffs because I know I have a chance.
Yeah.
What I don't like is when my team is out of the playoff run week 8. I don't like that.
Yeah. And I wonder. I was going to say, I wonder if it's because the Steeler fans, even the younger ones, or the middle-aged ones like ourselves, haven't really seen sustained losing from the Steelers.
Mm-hmm.
The last time the Steelers had a losing record was in 1999. They were 6-10.
When was the last time they had back-to-back losing records?
98 and 99. They went 6 and
Okay.
10. In 98 they were 7 and 9. But the year before that, they were 11 and 5. Before that, they were 10 and 6. And then before that, the last 1988, or I'm sorry, 91, they were 7 and 9. 88, they were 5 and 11. They've never been like, 1969, they were 1 and 13. I would say they haven't been like a really bad team. But like historically, as a franchise, like the people that were fans,
That was you said from 69 to now, less than 10?
yeah. So okay, so let's go from their worst season ever, which was
Uh-huh.
1969, was 1 and 13. They've had 1, 2, 3, and those were the 69, 70, 71, three losing
Getting
seasons.
it, yep.
4, 82, they lost. That was also a strike year. 85, so that's 5 seasons. 86, 7, 88, 8, 91, 9, 98, 99, 10, 11, and 2003, 12. They've had 12 losing seasons in the last
40 years?
55.
55. Get out of here.
56, yes.
Get out of here. We've had 10 in the last 10 years.
Yeah, exactly. Like, what are you talking about? Like, the Bears making the playoffs this year, like, they haven't done it since 2018. Like, they haven't done shit since between 2018 and now. Like,
It's so funny when I watch I see stuff like these are the team I see stats like these are the team's last playoff win,
mm-hmm,
right? And I have to look at 2023 or 2022, 2023 season as the Giants.
mm-hmm.
And I'm like, what? Like, because
Daniel Jones, man.
we beat the Vikings that
Yeah.
year, right? Right. But we have been so bad that it's hard to remember that year because yes, we did make the playoffs. Yes, we did win a game. We were bad 3 years before that. We've been bad 3 years after
It probably
that.
feels like an eternity since 2023.
It does.
Mhm.
When I see it, I'm like, was it 2023? It was, but still, it feels so long ago.
Mhm.
Like we've been bad for a decade, easily been. Who cares about the last playoff appearance? Who cares about the last playoff win? We've been bad for a decade.
Mhm.
So I don't know. Like for us to be that bad for a decade and them to have 12 and 50 years, it's stupid to me.
Yeah. So I just pulled up the Giants. So the last 10 seasons, they've had one winning season. And
The one
was 2022.
That's what I'm trying to say. We just did. You did 12 and 50, and we're 9 and 10. Nine
Yep.
bad seasons in 10 out of 10 years.
Yeah. And you want to know how long it takes to get to 12 losing seasons?
Oh,
The
for
9 and
this
10, it takes you to get to 13 to get to 12 losing seasons.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, 14, because they went 11 and 5 in 2016.
Yeah. It's been bad. It's been rough. So I don't want to hear anything from those fans. I know we talk about them a lot because Mike Tomlin's name is constantly being brought up about potentially getting fired. And the only thing is, it's only being brought up by the media. The Steelers have said they don't even hint at it.
No.
They don't hint at it.
Like why would they? It doesn't make any sense.
It doesn't.
Like they're a very well run franchise. I wish the Bears were run like the Steelers. I wish the Bears were run like the Steelers. I wish the Bears were run like the Packers. I wish the Bears were run like the 49ers. I don't care. I wish the Bears were run like those three teams because they're consistently good.
And like I said, I think that's why I like the Packers and the Steelers as secondary teams because of the way the organizations are run.
You can't think of a time when they were bad, though. You cannot remember a time when either of those teams were bad. You definitely can't remember a time when the Packers were bad because the Packers were bad. The Packers haven't been bad in 35 years, and you're 42, right, or whatever, right? So,
yep.
Like, you don't remember the Packers being bad. I remember the Packers being bad, and it was like there was like the little stretch of time when the Bears were consistently good, and that was the mid '80s, and that was 40 something years ago, right? So,
when it comes to the Steelers, they make good front office moves. They hire the right
Mm-hmm.
people. They give the people the right time. They
Mm-hmm.
give the people what they need,
Mm-hmm.
and they build. If they're going to have a bad year, they usually make the changes, and it's usually not bad for long. They usually figure it away.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm surprised about with the Green Bay Packers is how well prepared they are for drafts every single year.
Yeah.
They know who to get, they know when to get them, know they know, okay, yeah, Favre, I understand you want to play, but let's get this guy who's going to back you up and eventually be good. And
Mm-hmm.
and they do this every, I know you don't talking good about it, but they've drafted some pretty good quarterbacks. There's time to just spend some time there and just realize, okay, was it? They're constantly drafting players that they are positions they already have. They
Mm.
already have.
The thing that drives me nuts is it is so hard to hit on a quarterback in the draft.
Mm-hmm.
And they didn't draft Brett Favre, they traded for him. But I mean, I don't think he'd only thrown like 2 passes for the Falcons when they traded for him, right? To hit on a Hall of Fame quarterback with Favre, and then to hit on a Hall of Fame quarterback with Aaron Rodgers back to back is insane. And then to draft Jordan Love and for him to come out and be good.
Yeah,
You're
we
just
don't
like,
know how
how
good he is, but he's
he's good, right?
good. He's
Good.
just
He's a good
good.
quarterback. Like if you had, there's lots of teams that would probably kill to have Jordan Love on their team right now, right? Like so, it's like for him to be
Mm-hmm.
good. Like will he be a Hall of Famer? Time will tell. I hope to God not. But he's good. They hit on 3 consecutive quarterbacks when teams have gone 3 consecutive decades without having a quarterback. Come on. It's
Mm-hmm.
insane. It's insane. I hate it, and I hate you for making me talk about it.
I just think that they seem to draft well. They don't get fleeced in trades. They do well in free agency better. Like I'm
They tend to,
watching.
yeah.
They just seem to, and it doesn't matter who their GM is. They get. I don't even know who the GM is.
Gutekunst is his name.
How long has he been there?
I don't know, probably a decade.
They're just I don't know. And I think that's why I like them. I don't know too many organizations that have had sustained wins regardless of who is there.
And what's funny is, now that we talk about it, their fan base is a lot like the Steelers. They want to get rid of Matt LaFleur.
Please bring it on. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, they're like, all we do is win, but you just don't win enough. We got to get rid of. We got to get rid of. And that's what they did. They did that with McCarthy. They did that with whoever. It doesn't matter. And then when McCarthy left, it was clearly the right move because they got LaFleur in place.
Mm-hmm.
But like that's all they do is they win, and they just don't win enough, and they get angry about it. That's why I hate that they beat the Bears, but like I hate it. I hate their whiny existence. So
Yeah, no, I like it. I like it. I like
yeah.
I like the organization. It's like the players. Yeah, sometimes I like the players. The organization themselves is actually pretty solid, and I like
Thumbs down to the Packers. They can go away.
it.
Like I said, they're frauds. They've been exposed as frauds this year, and hopefully they will just continue to be frauds.
They are a playoff team.
Yeah, but they have a chance to be the first playoff team to ever lose the last 4 games of the season or something like that to make the playoffs, and they're looking like they're going to do that.
They've been pretty injured pretty much all year.
I don't care.
Well,
Every team has injuries.
I know you don't care, but not every team makes the playoffs with those injuries.
I don't care.
Like so
Mike has only missed the last 4 games.
And you just said they lost. They're going to go into the season losing the last 4 games.
Yeah.
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
Losing that player for 4 games could have probably turned some of those losses into wins.
Doubt it.
Okay.
Doubt that. Anyway, so next time we talk will be next week, and it'll be after Black Monday. And I think we did this exercise the last time, but the last I saw, let me see, saw something here where the Browns and the Raiders have done preliminary looking into new head coaches. The Browns would be interested in Mike McDaniels if the Dolphins moved on from him. it's
I think Mike McDaniels is safe.
I don't. I think Pete Carroll's fired, so we know he's as good as gone. He's done.
Yes, he should
So
be.
the
He's
Raiders
old.
and the Giants will be looking. I think Aaron Glenn is fired. I don't see how you don't. So
Hmm.
there's 3 teams right there. Tennessee's looking for a coach. There's 4. I think Arizona fires Gannon. There's 5. I think the Browns move on from Stefanski. That's 6. That's those are looking right now like the top 6 teams drafting in the draft this year will be looking for head coaches. We know at least one for sure in the Giants
And Tennessee, right?
and Tennessee.
Hmm.
I saw Cincinnati say that what's his face is safe. He's not going anywhere. I think Mike McDaniels is fired. There's a lot of Falcons chatter that they want to get rid of what's his face. We'll see about that. Uh,
Raheem.
Tampa Bay is falling apart. I wouldn't be surprised to see. Boy, I can't think of his name either. Getting fired.
Bowles
Yeah,
in Tampa
Todd
Bay.
Bowles. Yeah.
Hmm.
So that wouldn't surprise me. We might be looking at like 8 head coaching vacancies possibly, which is insane to think of. But there's this. I think the ceiling is 8. I think the floor is 5. There's gonna be a lot of head coaches out there. A lot of
I,
openings.
I'm looking at this list of hot seats that Yahoo did. Pete Carroll, I can almost say for certain, I think he's done.
Mm-hmm.
That's one for certain. Kevin Stefanski, you think he's done for sure? You like what you put higher percentage, 80% chance he's done?
Oh, I'm gonna say like
You going higher?
95, 98. It's almost like yeah.
Okay. I can see that. I don't think I'm as high as that. He's unless he truly had a problem with Shador Sanders and it to me it feels like that's ownership as long like that team hasn't been good and it's not I don't think it's honestly his fault and I don't think that the Browns are one of those teams that need to be firing coaches because who are you gonna get? Like
I don't
that kind
know.
of thing. Unless you think that Deion Sanders is gonna come and coach his son, and that's who you want, which
Why
I
would
don't think
you?
that's a good.
I don't know why you'd want to do that to begin with.
I don't know why you want to do it, but I also don't know why you would get rid of Steven Stefanski and not. I don't think that the Browns is a spot that somebody wants to go to.
There's
And then,
only
like once
32
again,
openings. There's people that
hold your hat on that career because yes, like I said, you only get there's only 32, but that 132 can stop you from
I'm gonna tell you
coaching
what.
again.
If you're a head coach candidate and you're scared to go coach at some place because you don't want to, then I don't want you. That was like you
That
last year. It was like, why would Ben Johnson want to go to the Bears where he has to face against, like, if he doesn't want to face off these guys, I don't want him as a head coach. Like and
yeah,
it
but
turns out that guy's a psycho and would probably face off against real lions if he had to. So
that's fine. But to me, there's been we've seen examples of coaches that have gone to bad spots and has then never got another opportunity
yeah,
again.
well,
It happens, and I think when you have a situation when you're already on a team, because honestly, when you are if you are being interviewed for a position, meaning
mm-hmm,
you are up and coming,
mm-hmm,
right? You will get another opportunity.
mm-hmm.
You can, I believe you
Sometimes,
will get this. Like this coach is being fired every single year.
but yeah,
Every year, this coach is being fired. So yes, it's only one of 32 positions, but
Look
it's
at Byron Leftwich.
what do you mean? What?
Where's he at? He was the offensive coordinator for Tampa Bay, remember, with Tom Brady, and he was like the talk of the town. And he turned down head coaching opportunities to stay with Tampa Bay. He's out. I don't think he's coaching anywhere.
He was playing. He went back to playing.
No, that not Leftwich.
He played like 2 years
No,
ago.
what's his?
Not Brian Leftwich. Who am I thinking of? I'm thinking of Teddy Bridgewater. That's what I'm thinking
Yeah,
of. Sorry. Yeah, sorry. I'm like Brian Leftwich was not played. He's 45 years old.
Byron Leftwich is currently uh on the Colorado Buffaloes assistant coach since 2025. But he was like he was head coaching candidate supreme,
Mm-hmm.
and then that team fell apart, and he was scapegoated. He was gone. Eric Bieniemy, there's another one that's a guy who
But
Like,
Eric Bieniemy would have taken a job if he was given one.
yeah, that's true.
That's a different story. He was just never given an opportunity to be a head coach.
Yeah.
Um, but I just think that especially if you're young, you could probably hold off a little bit. I know sometimes you're quick to take the position, but sometimes you got to sit there and look at the
Sometimes
position
you
that
gotta
you.
do, but like you can't be
The
scared to coach a historically doomed franchise. Even though
you should be able
even
to.
though I
You should.
think you should be a
Even
little scared for the Jets and the Browns, but there's only 32 opportunities, right? There's only 32
Bill
opportunities.
Parcells, not Bill Parcells. Bill Belichick did that. He
Yeah.
was coaching the Browns, left, and then the Jets was going to hire him. He's like, I don't know if this is the right move for me. He's like, you know what I'm saying? Some franchises you can imagine if Bill Belichick goes to the Jets,
Mm-hmm.
he could be done.
That's very true.
He could. You see what I'm saying? So I just think when you are,
That's an extreme outlier though too, where he turns down he goes from one cursed franchise, turns on a second cursed franchise, and then lands with the Patriots and becomes one of the winningest head
the
coaches of all
bonus.
time. Right?
True.
Extreme outlier.
I'm just saying, like I would have to really vet, and I'm not saying don't take every team. We're just talking about those cursed franchises, right? I think that's the one. That's why I think the Jets and the Browns better beware of firing their head coaches.
Well, I mean,
you may not get the young talent that you think you're going to get.
But another cursed franchise, the Detroit Lions, they were able to. I mean,
he wanted to be. Yeah, he wanted that position, and when you want someone who wants the position,
yeah,
that's different, right? You know what I'm saying?
Well, maybe you find somebody that wants to be the Cleveland Browns head coach.
You're right. You're right. I just for me, as if I was a young up and coming OC or DC, and I'm with a good quality team, let's like Robert Sala's probably going to get calls again.
He should,
and he should.
Mm-hmm.
He went to a cursed franchise, but then he goes to a winning team and shows that it wasn't me.
Yeah.
Right?
But here's the thing: everybody with eyes knew it wasn't him.
True. So he's got an opportunity. He'll probably get another job. It's just I'd be real leery about that Jets and that Bears and that not Bears, the Browns job. Really leery.
But
about
I mean, the
those
same
jobs.
thing was last year. Everybody's like, you don't want to go to the Bears. That's a cursed franchise. Blah blah. This and that. The inept ownership but Ben Johnson wanted to be a Chicago. That was the position he wanted, and he took it. And like
I think the Bears position was still probably a more attractive position than the Jets and the Browns is right now.
For sure.
You're talking about you had the number one pick. Mm-hmm. You had offensive talent. You've had defensive talent. Mm-hmm. Like they had a good team. And you, like I said, coaching is, if you go to the Browns, you've got to deal with the quarterback situation, which means Deshaun Watson and Shedeur Sanders and that other guy on the team. You got to deal with that. If you go to the Jets, you got to deal with
the quarterback position. You don't have a quarterback.
With the quarterback
and
position.
They gutted their entire defense, right? So,
those teams don't look as attractive. That's why I'm a little hesitant. That's why I don't think that those teams need to get rid of their coach right now, because they may not have a lot of people suitors looking for. But but somebody's going to want some. They're not going to have people not interview.
Aaron Glenn was a former Jet player and wanted that job, and
he did.
And he was a hot DC. Coming into the hiring cycle,
he was,
and like it's just not working. Like you gotta look and you gotta rip the Band-Aid off if you have to, and then sometimes that's and like the Browns have been another team that's been historically bad, right? They had one winning season out of the last 10 or whatever, and that's when they had Baker Mayfield, right? So what are you gonna do there? I don't know. It's just tough, and the Raiders are a mess.
Yeah, the Raiders. That's 100%. Pete
Carroll's gone, and I saw a thing that said that whether Spytech stays or leaves is up to Tom Brady. The guy owns like
Spytech, but that's his thing.
He owns 1% of the team, right, or whatever. It's like it's up to him whether he's like whatever. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, but you're right. There could be a few. I
think there's a minimum 5.
I think Stefanski. I'm higher on Stefanski going than I am Aaron Glenn.
What about Rich Gannon or whatever out in Arizona?
It's about time. Arizona's going to go through an issue this year because they're going to have some quarterback issues.
You might as well burn it all to the ground. You might as well.
Yeah,
like
but
everything.
you're gonna have to trade. You have to try to trade
Yeah,
Kyler if you can. If there's
if
a
you can.
market out for Kyler.
Yeah, there's a chance they may just be releasing them after June 1. Right, like every team, there's going to be needs for quarterbacks. There's always needs for quarterbacks. There'll be need for
Mm-hmm.
coaches. It's just how it goes.
Penix with his third ACL tear um
Yeah,
in week 9, which means not coming back till week 9. And what you're gonna keep Cousins there? Are you gonna finally get rid of Cousins? And who do you bring in for that
that team's a
time?
mess too, and they don't have a first round draft pick because they guess what, they traded to the Rams last year so they could
Mm-hmm.
move up and whatnot. So they're a disaster. I don't know. The Jets at least have a couple first rounders this year and are in prime position to possibly draft a quarterback. So
Let's say the Atlanta Falcons, because I don't hate the Atlanta Falcons team.
no,
I think Bijan Robinson and
oh,
Drake London are really good
Bijan is
pieces
amazing.
on that team. If you don't overpay for Kyle Pitts Sr., who's apparently playing better in the last half of the year,
Yeah.
you kind of got a good starter. You need a good quarterback. If you're them, since Penix is pretty much supposed to be your future,
Mm-hmm.
would you take a Kyler Murray for a half a year or
Yes.
for a year and get rid of Cousins?
Kyler Murray would be the best quarterback they've had since
Matt
Matt
Ryan.
Ryan. Yeah,
Hey,
for
it's
sure.
gonna cost you. It's probably gonna cost you a third.
Yeah, that's a third. So
I'm just saying because is Penix your future?
no, they may think he is, but he's not.
So then I think that's the one place I could see Kyler possibly going, even though he's just short and he just sometimes he can't get the ball over, over the offensive line. It's just
Yeah, but if you have Bijan Robinson, do you know how many yards from scrimmage Bijan Robinson has this year? It's
it's
an
not that.
insane amount.
He had
20.
1,500 rushing yards alone.
He's got 800 yards receiving. He's got 2,200 yards of
Yeah.
yards from scrimmage. You don't have to see over the line to throw screens to that man.
That's
You just
true.
gotta get that guy the ball, and
That's
then
what
and then if you get that guy the ball, then it's easier to see over the middle of the field because everybody's keying in on, like, it's just, I
that's
don't
why
know.
I'm not too. I think the Atlanta Falcons could be a decent team.
Mm-hmm.
I
Sure.
think they have some pieces. I don't think Raheem Morris is a bad coach. I think they
Could
got
could you imagine if they go out and get Kyler Murray and they have at one and they can't get rid of Kirk Cousins and they have Kyler Murray, Kirk Cousins, and
and
Michael
Michael
Penix
Penix.
Jr. on that team? That'd be amazing. I would love it. I hope that happens. That'd be amazing.
They probably could get Cousins. Probably wouldn't be that difficult, and Cousins is going to find a job someplace.
Yeah,
He always does. He
yeah,
always does. But
maybe, maybe. All right.
I like end of the season talk now. I don't have
Well,
because
we gotta
I
get
have
through the
nothing
one
for.
last final week.
We do.
We gotta get through
We
one
do.
final week. I am currently
And I
plus
gotta make my
two.
I gotta make my comeback.
Currently plus two, and we got two Saturday games. And I got and Atlanta being good would be good for Atlanta because the NFC South is the most inept conference in all of football. The
Mm.
Buccaneers and the Panthers.
Baker has not been baking.
No, he's been ever since we're like, oh, he's an MVP candidate. Blah. He has been hurt though. So the Bucks and the Panthers are playing on Saturday. If the
Hmm.
Panthers win, they are the NFC South champions. If the Buccaneers win, they are not necessarily the NFC South champions because it takes a combination of other losses for them to be. So they could still win. The Panthers could be 8 and
Eight
9,
and eight, 8-9. They both they'd have the same record.
and they would be the champions, right? So that first game is the Bucks hosting the Panthers. The Bucks are 2.5 point favorites for some reason, which
They're at home.
they have looked so bad though.
They have.
And that's on Saturday. Who do you got in that
Mm.
one?
Division games. I don't like the favorites. I don't like the especially in that division.
Mm-hmm.
I should have gone with my gut multiple times with those division games. The Saints, the Atlanta, like multiple times. I should have gone with my gut. I am going to say Panthers win the division outright. Like I
Yep.
said, they're underdogs. In that division, I'm not gonna. I like to pick in that division. I like to pick the underdog. I'm going to go Panthers outright.
I got the Panthers in that game too,
Oh,
and
okay.
the reason why it's because I want to see Bryce Young succeed, and I think that Caleb Williams and Bryce Young getting to the playoffs in the same season would be one of
Okay,
those stories that people want to talk about. And
but
then
they could get to the playoffs, and even if Panthers lose,
yeah, I know the Bears in the
so
playoffs, but like the
I'm
idea,
not. I'm talking about the Bryce Allen,
yeah,
Bryce Young.
yeah,
So
but
you can pick them to lose. You can pick the
I'm not
Buccaneers
picking them to lose in this one.
for your thing to come true.
The
Is
other
what I'm saying.
Saturday game is an interesting one.
It's a
It's the
tough one. Tough one.
49ers hosting the Seahawks. Seahawks are 1.5-point favorites. 49ers win, they win the NFC West, are the number one seed. Seahawks win, they win the NFC West, and the number one seed. The other team is relegated to play the Panthers or the
And
Buccaneers
uh-huh.
because they'll go down to the 5 seed. Both teams will be 13-game winners, and one
Yes.
will be the 5
If
seed.
the 49ers
If the
win, they'll be
49ers win.
the
Right.
yes. Um where's it going at? See, it doesn't matter.
It's I've already got my pick on here, so
Okay.
who you got?
Where's it at?
It's in San Francisco.
It's in San Fran.
If San Francisco wins, they could make it to the Super Bowl. They would play every game at home because the Super Bowl's in San
Super Bowl's
Francisco.
at home. I don't see that happening, but
No, because the Bears exist.
I think I still think the best team in the NFC is the Rams. So, regardless that they're not,
Rams are locked in at the 6th seed
yep,
right now.
yep. I still think they're the best team. I'm gonna go Niners at home.
That's who I have down as well.
Okay. We'll figure this out.
Okay. Then we have the Sunday afternoon early games. Giants host the Cowboys. Cowboys are 3.5-point favorites. Giants need to lose.
The Giants need to lose.
They need to lose. I have my pick in there. So
I'm gonna go Cowboys because the
that's
Giants.
who I have as well.
I can't.
I'm not picking the Giants to win that game, even though
The Giants don't want. They shouldn't win. They don't want to win. I
Jackson
hope they
Dart
don't want to win.
They shouldn't even suit him up. They should put him on the IR right now. For
Yes.
what? I don't know. Some pill or something.
The worst thing that could happen is he gets a season-ending injury last week.
Oh God,
that's the worst thing. That's the worst thing that could happen for you.
Yes.
Right.
Any
right?
injury. If he gets any sort of injury, whether it be like a hamstring pull, anything, all to concussion to like severe
why
surgery
risk it?
required, why risk it?
Why risk it? He doesn't need to play. They have not announced it. I don't care. He doesn't need to play. Cowboys don't really need to win either, but this is a division game. They're going to want to win. The Giants are going to want to win.
And the worst thing you want to do is put Russ out there. And here's why. Because
he killed them last game.
He would give you the sticking it to you dagger on the way out the door. How's the 7-pick feel, mother?
Oh my God, I'm gonna pick the Cowboys over the Giants because I need the Giants to lose. I need them to lose.
They do need to lose. Falcons 3-point favorites hosting the Saints. I saw a thing. Let me pull it up here. And it was the rookie quarterbacks.
Tyler Show for offensive rookie of the year.
He started 8 games, 2,100 passing yards, 11 touchdowns, 5 picks, 92.1 rating. He's had a good 8 games, and somebody projected it out to like the 17. Let me see if I can find the 17 game projection, because it was like 4,200 yards. I was like, are you kidding me? Oh, I can't find it.
But him and Dart have almost identical seasons.
But Dart has 22 total touchdowns, which is
yes. He's got 9 rushing touchdowns, which if he plays will probably get to 10. Because that's just what he does.
Yeah, Dart's had a great season.
So
I like him. I like Dart. I don't even know why. Like,
I do too. But the last thing that would happen, the last thing is if they play him and something bad happens.
And because he plays with reckless abandon, something bad, the odds of something bad happening are greater. It's a game. It's a game where bad things happen all the time.
Yes.
Why in the most meaningless of games, where a game where you have to lose, if the Giants don't lose this game, it is insane if they don't lose.
Do you treat it as a preseason game? and let him go out there and throw a
No,
few series? You
I
don't let him go out there at all.
I wouldn't let him go. I wouldn't even let him step foot in the stadium.
See, so like I said,
Put him up in the press box.
the
You can
last couple
be like
games,
Fred Warner at the 49ers Bears game where he's doing pregame. He was like doing pregame stuff. I'm like, he's on the other team. How is he?
so I can see him going in the game and the Giants hand the ball off 30 times and he throws the ball 8 times a game. I can see that happening again. That might be 8 too many throws he needs to do.
Yeah, because he's got to
That's
drop back and
that's
potentially
8 times that they're trying to kill him. Yes. Um, but yes, okay. We was talking about the Saints Falcons game.
Saints Falcons. Falcons are 3-point favorites. And Tyler Schrock has had a good.
I'm going Falcons at home.
Falcons at home, yes.
I told you in that division, I'm going underdog, underdog team at home versus I'm going Saints.
All right, well, I'm going Falcons in that one because I think the Bijan train is hard to stop.
If anyone knows how to do it, it will be in the division. They've played them a few times already. I think they won the first game.
Probably did, yeah.
The Saints have been killing in their division, to be perfectly honest with you.
Falcons are a disaster. All right, the Bengals 7.5-point favorites at home versus the Browns. Browns looking to win the last 2 of the season.
Myles Garrett needs this.
Yes, he does.
But he ain't getting the win, so I'm picking the Bengals.
Yeah. I think Myles Garrett, I'm picking the Bengals too. I think Myles Garrett gets a sack, maybe even 2. The Steelers spent all their time and effort trying to keep Myles Garrett from getting the sack that they couldn't even win the game. Vikings
they should have still, but
at home versus the Green Bay Packers. The Vikings are 7.5-point favorites versus the Pack.
Vikings.
The
Packers.
The Pack
have nothing to play for.
Just rest everybody. There's no reason to put a starter on the field because you can't improve from the 7 seed, and you can't.
Yeah, but you don't. You do. You do not want to go into the season, into the playoffs as bad as they've looked, unless you really need to try to get healthy. But do you have nagging injuries, or those injuries like bad? Because you really don't want to go into the playoffs like that.
If I'm the Packers, I don't play Jordan Love. I let Malik.
They can win with Malik Willis, though.
He just looks so good. He's going to get paid.
They can win with Malik Willis.
He's going to get paid, and I'm so happy for them because that draft, that was the Kenny Pickett draft, where Malik Willis had those bombs in the combine, and everybody's like, "Oh, Malik Willis is going to be the first quarterback off the board," and he went to Tennessee in like the 5th or whatever. And then he goes to the Packers, and guess what? The Packers know how to develop a quarterback. God, I hate it so much. But Malik Willis has looked real good. Real good.
They can win with Malik Willis.
Yeah, they can.
I'm picking the Packers. I haven't picked against somebody. I'm picking the Packers. I know you're picking Vikings.
I'm picking the Vikings.
I know.
They're touchdown favorites. And if the Vikings win and the Bears win, the Lions are last in the division, which would be insane. Jaguars need this one. They're 12.5-point favorites at home versus the mighty Titans.
Jags.
Like you can't even ironically choose the Titans in that situation. Yeah. Then we have the Texans who need that win. They're 10.5-point favorites at home versus the Colts. Colts are not starting Old Man Rivers.
Yep, Old Man Rivers.
Whoever, I don't even know.
Texans.
Yeah, Texans have looked really good. If the Texans win and the Jags lose, the Texans win the AFC South. If the Jags win, they win the AFC South.
Both teams are making the playoffs, right?
Both teams are in the playoffs, yes. Bears at home hosting the Lions. There's a lot on stake for the Bears here. Bears need the win to get the 2 seed. You want that 2 seed because that means
you get home games.
You get 2 home games.
For two home games, yep.
Something we didn't talk about. Caleb Williams is currently 270 yards away from 4,000.
Oh, I'm rooting for him.
He was going into that 49ers game. He was an even 600 away.
Okay.
People were like, just get wins. Now that he threw for 330 and they lost, they're like, get 270. Get 270. Now, in ultimate Bears fashion, here's what will happen. He'll get to 4,000, and there'll be a screen to DJ Moore that loses 2 or something like that.
I'm actually going to pick the Bears this game.
Bears need this one.
Bears at home. Lions don't. Lions will be playing to show that we can win without Ben Johnson, but I don't think it's going to be
They
too
already
little,
did
too
that the
late.
first time they gave up. Bears gave up like 45 points or whatever. Right? Bears are also the only team to give up 42 points 3 times. They did it 3 times, and
Mm,
they won
that's not
two.
good.
Yeah, not good
Not
at
good.
all. The Bills host the Jets. The Bills are locked in at the 7 seed, I believe, or the 6 seed.
Jets. No, I'm joking.
Bills are 7 point favorites. I don't know if they're resting starters or not, but I don't think it matters.
I hope the Jets win, but I'm still picking the Bills.
Yeah, and I think it's going to be the Mitch Trubisky show out there, and he's going to go out there and win. The Broncos host the Chargers. The Chargers are locked in at either the 6 or 7 seed, right? They can't change positions. The Broncos need this win to win the AFC to get the number 1 seed. They're 12.5 point favorites at home versus the Chargers.
Their defense is tough, and the Chargers still have no offensive line. Broncos.
Yeah, it's a Broncos game as well. As much as I hate to say it, the Broncos are going to win that game.
Mhm.
Raiders, in a must lose situation, host the Chiefs. The Chiefs are 5.5 point favorites on the road without Patrick Mahomes. How insane is that?
The what? The Chiefs are
Five and
five
a
and
half
a
point
half
favorites at home on
because
the road without
everyone
Patrick
knows that
Mahomes.
the Raiders are trying to
And
lose.
the Raiders are desperately trying to lose.
Oh my God, the Raiders don't have to bungle losing. They're just not good,
They're
right?
really bad,
They're
yeah.
just not
Really
good.
bad.
So I gotta go Chiefs.
Yeah, I'm actually going to go Raiders on this one because
Okay,
I want them to win so bad because it would be so hilarious. It would
I
be
want them to
so
win
hilarious.
too,
I want a team that's been
but they are
actively trying to
really
lose for the
bad.
last 8 weeks. They have been tanking for a very long time.
I I've
They have
watched them
lost
play. I
10
don't even know if
straight.
they're tanking. I don't think they. I just don't think they're good.
Yeah. I want the Raiders to win that game. Only because of the Max Crosby situation. I think it'd be hilarious. Rams host the Cardinals. Rams are locked in at the 6 seed. I believe they can't move up or down. They can't win the conference. Uh,
Rams.
they're 7 point favorites over the Cardinals. You're taking the Rams. I'm taking the Rams too because the Cardinals are a joke. The Patriots have locked up the AFC East. First time since whenever.
They're going for playoff first round. They're going
They're
for number one seed as well,
they're
right?
going for their 1 seed. If the Broncos lose, they're playing at the same time as the Broncos, so they have to go out there and play to win. They can't play to
Mm-hmm.
lose, or they can't rest. But they're going against the Dolphins. They're 10.5 point favorites versus the Dolphins.
Yeah, it's the Patriots.
I'm taking the Dolphins.
You're taking what?
I'm taking the
Okay.
Dolphins. Quinn Ewers. I just yeah, it seems ridiculous, but it's the last game of the season. It's just weird stuff happens.
Hmm.
Eagles are also playing for this 2 seed. If they win and the Bears lose, they get the 2 seed. But they said they're going to rest key starters. Eagles are 3.5 point favorites at home versus the Commanders.
I'm going Commanders.
Wow.
Yep.
Playing for
Commanders want to win. They're
playing
not.
for
It's not going to
pride.
be difficult. Yep. And the
Yeah.
Eagles, if the Commanders go up big, let's just say they go up 2 touchdowns.
Mm-hmm.
All the starters are coming out for the Eagles.
That's true.
So they're
I'm
just
still
I'm
going
just
Eagles. I don't know. The Commanders are a mess. And then finally, we've been waiting all day for Sunday night.
oh, this was tough for me because I want to say Steelers, but I kind of want the Ravens to win.
Steelers versus Ravens in Pittsburgh. Ravens are 3.5 point favorites, and we're still not even sure if Lamar's going to play. He'll probably play.
Lamar practiced today,
He'll probably play.
so he's probably going to play. But that doesn't matter. Tomlin usually has a number for Lamar.
The Steelers play the Ravens tough every time.
Yep. Yep. But I don't know if TJ Watt's playing.
I don't know
He
either.
had lung surgery last weekend.
Yeah.
So I'm going to say Ravens make the playoffs.
That's who I have too. Only because I would love to watch Aaron Rodgers weep
All of this.
with his fast brain and his twitchy intelligence. Weep on the sidelines, but he wouldn't weep. He would just blame everybody else on the Steelers.
He would. He would.
Burn it all to the ground. He'd retire, blaming everybody, which is what he does, which would be amazing, which I want to have happen. Whew, I would love that so much. Love that for him. Oh, all right, Harland.
Steelers. Every year it seems like we're saying Steelers need a quarterback.
Mm-hmm. And but they always win.
They don't
So
care.
no, they
They
need a
don't
quarter. They'll
care.
need a quarterback after this year too.
They passed on like 4 quarterbacks this last
What if
draft.
they get Kyler Murray?
That's what I'm saying. Like they passed on like 4 quarterbacks that they could have had that are starting in the league elsewhere. They just like, nah,
Nah.
nah,
We'll wait and see if Aaron Rodgers. If not, we'll go with Mason Rudolph.
which is not a good idea.
They probably would have had the same record.
Yes, that's the thing about it.
They had the same record.
Uh, but I think I made some good picks. I think I
No,
made.
you can think all you want. It's gonna be Derek +6 after this, and then it doesn't matter.
Then I'm
And
now I'm
then
fishing in the
so
Super
if
Bowl
the
in the
Bears
playoffs
get the
again.
2 seed, they're hosting the Packers
And I'm still,
the week
I'm
after. Well, you can't pick but you only pick the Packers once, and you'll go down another win there. And who are you going to pick after that? You got to pick the Bears because they're going to win it all.
I have to pick against you, Bears. And if I'm down in the playoffs, I can't pick whatever team you pick. I got to pick the opposite.
Yep.
So just we can just put that down there. Whoever team you pick, Hall is picking the opposite.
I'm wanting that Bears Patriots 40-year rematch. It's been brewing for 40 years.
That Rams team is the best team in the NFC.
They are, but I don't know, man. They go out there and they just shit the bed sometimes. They did that against the Falcons. They did that against the Seahawks.
Yeah,
They should not
Stafford.
have lost to the Seahawks, but they found a way to lose to the Seahawks.
They found a way to lose to the Seahawks. They did. But they've been losing close games all the way through. If they get Devontae Adams healthy for the playoffs, I don't see a team that can beat them.
They can't
In the
stop the run
playoffs.
still. So I mean, if they get the Eagles again, expect Saquon to bust off two
Don't
60
expect
yarders.
Saquon to do anything. Don't expect Saquon to do anything.
It'll happen. Happened last year.
Why? He's not. He's not good this year.
He's
He's
good.
not good.
He's still okay. He's fine. He's still Saquon Barkley.
He is. He is not. He is
Yeah.
not.
The
He's
Eagles
got
are just-
1,100 yards.
Yeah, he's all right. Not he can't run for 2,000 every year.
You can't.
It's never happened.
His career, he averages 4.6 yards per carry. This year, he's at 4.1.
He's a little bit down, but I mean, they've also have not had Lane Johnson for most of the season.
And I hope they never have him again. I hope he retires after this year and they never have him again.
That is
Recording stopped.
that is the punctuation.